Hi everybody. In this video I'm going to take you through a sketch that I'm going to use for my painting demonstration. Yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine, but it should follow the same basic steps so that you can set yourself up for a really successful exercise. So as I start filling the page here, I'm using what we call organic shapes. Organic shapes are typically inspired by nature or natural elements. You should think rounded corners, big sweeping curves, and as you fill the page, you should be leaving a little bit of space in between each shape that you draw and the next one that you draw, and also thinking about the fact that every space you leave between them is going to be space that you have to paint in. So make sure the amount of space you leave is going to be comfortable for you to be able to have some precision to paint that area. You're just going to continue drawing the shapes. You'll see I'll speed up the video here a little bit so you don't have to watch me draw all of them. And you're just going to continue filling the page until you're happy with the composition. I'll slow the video down here so that you can see in a second after I draw this shape, I'm going to go on and realize that those two small ones I like better if I combine them. And that's something you can do as well as you go along. You can always have the freedom to adjust your shapes, erase things, combine, or just erase and start again if there's an area that you'd like to redo. And I'm just going to continue drawing until I've filled the space on the paper and I feel happy about it. You'll also notice that I've left the edges of the paper blank. I haven't taken any shapes and brought them all the way to the edge. I'm leaving kind of a border, and that's going to be important as you paint it as well. So leave some space between your shapes and the edge of the paper. Check it out, I'm pretty happy with my composition, so I'm just going to spend some time going over my lines and darkening the edges a bit and erasing where I need to make it a little neater and just preparing it for the next step. In a second you'll see a close-up picture that I took of this stage of the drawing, so if you'd like to pause it at this point to take a closer look, feel free. So for this next step of the drawing, I'd like you to think about creating another level of shapes kind of below the ones that we drew originally. So that first stage of the drawing, I want you to imagine that those organic shapes that you drew are kind of holes now that you're seeing through to another level of organic shapes below that. And as I'm drawing these shapes, you'll see my hand kind of continue, even when it's not drawing, as I cross over areas where I had drawn originally, just to kind of imagine where those shapes would continue and how they would appear underneath the level that I originally drew. So I'm going to continue drawing as I fill this second level up with some more organic shapes. You can watch as that happens here. And keep in mind as you're drawing your own and as you're watching this, that your drawing should not look exactly like mine here. Right? You have the freedom to choose the sizes of your shapes, the arrangement of them. You're just watching this video to get an idea of the basic steps of this process. And you'll see in a second that I'm filled up with the second level of the organic shapes in this composition. And I'm going to go through and use my eraser to clean up all of the edges here in this sped up section of the video. Just cleaning it all up, making sure I'm happy with the shapes I've drawn and the overall arrangement. Now again, in a second, you're going to see another photo of a close-up of this drawing at this stage, in case you'd like to pause it and have a closer look.